Just to remind everybody, I am on the colonoscopy train.
Yes, we know.
And
And, where are you at on the train? Are you in the the food car?
I got a little red caboose.
Generation Exile news take one.
Before we start, I got to refill this.
Oh, okay.
I'll be
Talk
back in
amongst
2
yourselves.
seconds.
Maybe Dave should have invested in a package of Depends undergarments for, we're doing the show. No interruptions. Perfect.
Right.
I mean, think about how many news anchors did that. Tom Brokaw did that all the time.
You think?
Walter Cronkite. Yeah, I think it's well documented. It's not. I'm making it up completely.
Oh, I was going to say, does it go back to Edward R. Murrow in terms of your research? Do you think Edward R. Murrow was chain smoking while making dookies?
Good night and good shits to all of you. All right, so we ready for the news?
Yes.
We're dying for the news.
What happens when 3 high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
The Taco Tuesday episode.
You are watching Generation Exile.
Anyway, Taco Tuesday. Did you guys hear about the taco truck that the Democratic National Committee did today?
I didn't.
Yes.
I had a moment of like, haha, followed by like, you fucking assholes. They basically, they rented a taco truck and they gave out free tacos across the street from the Republican National Committee headquarters on Capitol Hill.
For 2 hours, though, right? Wasn't there a limit?
There was 2 hours. But I guess when I really started getting annoyed was I was reading about JD Vance's response, and I was annoyed because one, it's the first time I've agreed with JD Vance, and I hate to do that, but he tweeted out that they have the lamest opposition in history, and I have to agree. But the response to JD Vance was, we understand JD Vance prefers to take food away from people, including 40 million Americans whose SNAP benefits are under threat from Trump's bill.
Pivot.
Yeah, it's a nice pivot. It would have been nicer if he wasn't actively handing free food out to people who could already afford food.
Yes, it's a tone-deaf, stunt, and it should be. They should feel a little shame. It was a little stupid, and Vance had, the quick comment. But I will say, for Vance to be commenting on that, I don't think it's because he's like super witty and quick. I think it's because Donald Trump has said that he needs to get on top of this taco thing and quiet it down. Trump is not happy about being called taco. That's not a happy thing.
It's a very nasty thing you're saying, Jeremy.
Yes, it's a nasty thing. It's sticking too. That's why it's so funny. It's sticking the way Let's Go Brandon stuck to the chagrin of Bidenites, and it keeps coming up because this is how he does every deal. He'll come out with a big stick and smack someone with the stick, and then wait, and then they'll come back and threaten him, and then he'll back away like a chicken. And it happens with China, it happens with tariffs, it happens with everything. So he's going to live this taco chicken thing for a while.
Yes, and well he should. I just feel like maybe it's the media and the comedians and the rest of us who should be mocking him, and maybe the Democrats could do a fucking thing for people once or twice.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, this current Trump administration has not changed my feelings on Trump, but god damn, I fucking hate Democrats with a white hot passion. They are so feckless and useless and idiotic.
Impotent. You forgot impotent.
Yes, I did forget impotent. But
is there any of them you like? Like Chris Murphy.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But I forget what he did, but like a month or two ago, he actually did a thing. Like, he didn't just do a stunt; he did a thing.
Yeah,
and I wish I remember what it was.
Yeah, I remember when he did the thing.
AOC I'm kind of annoyed with because she's just seems to be like a Twitter personality and a social media personality. And there's a place for someone like that.
MSNBC.
There's a place for that, but you have to have other people around her that are actually tackling policy, and not handling the optics.
You didn't mention Chuck Schumer. I assume he's in your rage target because he's
Chuck Schumer. He of the strongly worded letter.
Yeah, he came out in the taco conversation today too, with like a well, if you don't like tacos, then don't eat. Something just annoying and
Yeah, Chuck Schumer isn't saving the Democratic Party anytime soon.
Yeah, our next up at bat is going to be a full-on shit show, and there's no current front runner of any gravitas that isn't problematic in some way. So we're going to end up, with what's the expression?
With a rudderless ship. We're going to end up with a rudderless ship.
We're going to have to sort of eat our peas, with whoever it is, because we're not going to want whoever's on the other side, if it's even is another side. It could just be Trump pushing himself into a third term. So, I'll rally around anyone at that point.
But see, that's the thing is the Democrats have been counting on that for decades now, of just like eat our peas because the alternative is so worse. And they never come up with a thing to make things better. Or I shouldn't say they never, because when we've had Democratic...
Obama.
He improved
He was pretty good.
He was pretty good, but he also fucked a lot of things, but he wasn't corrupt at least. That was nice.
Yeah.
He was a
decent guy.
Yeah.
He was wildly uncorruptible and didn't cheat on his spouse. It was so boring.
Yeah.
How dare
to
you.
a fault.
Yeah.
He did wear that tan suit though.
Tan suit and the mustard, there was something. But he also gave us health care that, the Republicans can't figure out how to kill.
Yeah, the healthcare is an amazing bill. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's 100 times better than what we had before it.
Well, there was nothing before it. There was not any kind of publicly available option if you didn't have an employer covering your health care, and if you weren't broke, you were out of luck.
Right.
Yeah, that was life.
So when Democrats have the wheels of power, they have good policies and agendas that they want to advance. Not perfect, but good.
Yeah.
But when they are not in power, they are the most useless bunch of like wind-up toys you've ever seen.
Right. Tail chasers.
Yeah.
Their own, not other tail, or however that just came across.
Yeah.
Chasing their own tail. They were chasing their tail. They were chasing their tail, their own tail.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's like being a Mets fan trying to root for the Democrats. You're constantly disappointed.
It's true. And just like the Mets, I gave up on the Democrats.
But what is the alternative?
The alternative is another country.
Come on.
That's where I'm at.
Come on. I'm not
I don't know
giving
where
up.
I would live. I like it here. I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
So, Democrats suck.
Let's move to story number 2. The diaper buddy breakup. Trump and Musk have broken up. As you know, they are officially diaper buddies now that Musk has been outed as being incontinent due to his frequent trips to the K-hole. And I wanted to play this very awkward clip of Elon Musk.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right.
Yeah.
Wondering what your thought is on the ban on foreign students, the proposal. I mean, you were one of those kids, right?
Yeah, I think we want to stick to, the subject of the day, which is like spaceships, as opposed to, presidential policy.
Oh, okay. I was told anything's good, but...
No, well, no.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah, so that was a very awkward interaction.
Mr. Freedom of Speech, Mr. Supporter of the town square and free speech and everyone with an equal voice.
He's completely in the middle of some drama that he does not want to talk about. First of all, if you notice, he had a black eye in that shot.
Yeah. What was up with that?
He's sitting there with a mysterious black eye that he claims was his kid. It wasn't his kid.
Did you hear the story he told about how he got it from his kid?
No,
just said it was his kid.
He said, I was playing around with X and I said, hey, X, why don't you punch me in the face? That's the story he came up with.
That's so bad. But he is in such a weird drama that they just don't want to give up on, because if you recall, all of a sudden he was put in like timeout, and he was in timeout for about 2 or 3 weeks, where all of a sudden this jackass who we've heard from daily with the Nazi stuff and the, the libs and the woke mind virus and the, on and on, went silent for like 2 solid weeks, where we were all left speculating like, oh, Trump doesn't want him talking anymore because he must have screwed something up. And then they bring him back for a dog and pony show at the White House, where all of a sudden he's got a black eye. He's standing in the same spot with the stupid hat on because they feel like, oh, it worked last time. And he's doing media interviews where he doesn't want to talk. And it's just like, what is about to happen? It feels like the columns are coming off the stadium. It's just, there's definitely something wrong. And this clip you played is like the tip of the iceberg, I think. I think we're starting to see the full meltdown happen today.
2 of them have had to have butted heads, and probably hate each other at this point because they're both children.
There's no way it was an amicable split.
No. The word is that Trump has described Musk as 50% genius and 50% boy. But yeah, let me bring up this tweet that he shared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. Not shame for the people who paid $288 million to have it happen. But
did you hear Mike Johnson respond to this? It's great to watch. Well, because that guy has been like an ass-kissing weasel for Elon Musk as like early as like last week, where, Elon Musk's a genius, we're very lucky to have him. Now, the reporter reads that tweet you just put up and says, hey, well, he said, Mike Johnson goes, well, as genius as Elon Musk is, he's very wrong about this thing. It was like, let's try the guy.
Even geniuses can be wrong.
Yeah, he's such a weasel. What a weasel this guy is. So, yeah, that is a full turnaround for Mr. Elon Musk on the big, beautiful bill. I mean, clearly tariffs are not helpful to Tesla. And Trump's like tariff, taco is like essentially screwing every facet of American industry, from steel and aluminum to, Campbell's soup cans are going to have to go up in price to, you just name any metal that we use in our lives, cars, soup. I'm only naming soup and cars because that's all I can think of right now, but it's a lot of things. And everyone is going to have to spoons. Prices are going to go up. Napkins.
No, that's not.
Not napkins.
I thought we were doing things that go with soup.
A tin of napkins. The tin. So yeah, we're all getting screwed by this guy's idiocy, and people are speculating he's just doing it to jump the stock up and down, so him and his rich buddies can ride that wave. I don't know stock as well as you, Mike, but does that seem like a plausible? I mean, why else would he be doing this? He's not winning.
I mean, where the Trumps seem to be making most of their money right now is in the cryptocurrency, which is very lightly regulated. And so from what I'm piecing together, Middle Eastern sheiks and, people that want to curry favor with the president load their money into the Trump coin. And that I think there's a quid pro quo taking place where they get advantages, they get deals, they get, political favor perhaps. It's that seems to be where they're making money, and the kid Don Jr. is making sick money at his new hedge fund, which in a
lot of coke.
I don't know what he's doing with it.
He looks like. Oh, I know what he's doing with it. I think Dave just said, because I saw him on CNBC, and he looked glazed, like a glazed donut you would get at Dunkin'. Mm-hmm. And they were even saying, like, making fun of his father, and he was just sort of like, well, all of our money, all of our banks they were closing our banks. We had no other choice but to do crypto, And now that Trump is selling a crypto wallet, whatever the fuck that is, but there's like another crypto scheme that just came out today that's going to make this guy billions. I don't know.
How is he selling a crypto wallet? Those are free.
So
I don't even know what a crypto wallet is. Do you put it in your pants?
Yeah, well, you put it in your digital pants. It's where you keep your cryptocurrency.
Do you become comfortable sitting on it? Does it like over time mold with your ass?
It's very comfortable because it's all bits and bytes. So you barely feel it.
I mean, the amount of money that his family stands to make from his ability to exploit his political office is just off the chart. It's unlike anything we've seen since 2016. But he's had 4 years to figure out how to do it better and how to put people in positions of great power whose first reaction will be, yes, of course, Mr. Trump. Of course, Mr. President.
It's just, we've allowed there to be no checks and balances of the associations between right-wing fringe groups and QAnon nutbags and neo-Nazis and our government. There's no line. It's just, he put the worst people in, just the worst. I think I've talked to Dave about this before, but there has to be like a really good handwriting list of all the bad things that Trump is doing, so that when they finally wrestle power out of his tiny hands, they just reverse everything. Or else we're doomed.
I'm sure there's a list. But I think I left it in my pants pocket and ran through the wash.
Next to your crypto wallet. I don't want it to be left to me because I'm bad at that. I don't want to be in charge of the list, but someone better, smarter than I has to have that list at the ready.
Especially since the current administration seems to have a penchant for rewriting history.
And also making lists.
It's not the Gulf of Mexico, it's the Gulf of America. And,
January 6th.
Shame and punishment. So, I mean, this revisionism is laden with falsehoods and non-reality. And it's all part of the package that we get. It's all part of the package.
That crazy guy who shouted "Free Palestine" and took a flamethrower to a bunch of Jews who were, out doing a peaceful protest about releasing the hostages in Colorado. That guy, he was immediately, apprehended. Trump, within like seconds, came out and said it was Joe Biden.
Everything is bad.
Everything is bad. It's just so bad.
It's very bad. But what's good?
What's good, brother?
Is that I noticed Mike is wearing a Taco Bell t-shirt.
Is that true?
And did not even bring it up on Taco Tuesday.
Where do you get a Taco Bell t-shirt? That's fantastic. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second.
Yeah. My magnificent better half supplied me with... Actually, I was waiting for somebody to notice, but I always come to the podcast dressed in a Gen X type t-shirt. I
did not.
I've honored the movie Alien, MASH.
Talk amongst yourselves.
David Bowie. What do you... Hey, Taco Bell. Oh, no.
Yeah, baby.
Between the three of us, we'll be able to dress a server who can take your order.
Ever since our first Gen X, Generation Exile podcast, I've been doing the hack, by the way. I've been getting the cheesy roll-up from the value menu. Very nice, dude. Fire. That is the sauce of choice in the Newberger house, the fire sauce.
This
is the hot, not the fire.
Oh, whoops. Pussy. No.
I think hot's the right amount of hot. I don't like the fire or what's the one that's beyond that?
The black one.
Yeah, the black one? No. I don't do...
Well, I haven't seen the black one. Their new green one is pretty good, though.
Yes,
the green one is
the avocado one. That is solid. Although, be careful, it'll turn brown if you don't refrigerate it pretty quickly. Here's another tip for you.
Generation Exile is getting a Taco Bell sponsor if it kills me. I'm going to phone call them and tell them, hey, watch this segment. Because, by the way, I was eating Mexican pizzas before it was cool and trendy.
Yeah.
And now everyone loves them.
We were literally riding our bicycles to Taco Bell and shoving down massive amounts of Mexican pizzas and pintos and beans and enchiritos. Do you remember the enchirito?
I do.
What was the enchirito?
I do.
It was a burrito, but then they put sauce and cheese on the top.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was great.
Yes.
And they quit making that. But Taco Bell was a destination for the early evening. It wasn't all you did all night, but it sure was a great way to start your late afternoon or evening.
There was a 49-cent menu.
That's right.
I remember that.
The 49-cent menu. Can you imagine getting a food item for 49 cents?
And do you remember when they raised it to 69 cents?
Yes.
We didn't care because it was 69.
We didn't care. It was still fun.
Yeah.
But it's funny to hear us talk about the 49-cent taco because it's like our parents when they're, back in my day, soda was 30 cents. Mexi-Mel for 39 cents. Yeah. 49 cents. So yes, Taco Bell, please, we need you.
Check back here for more episodes of Generation Exile. And subscribe, little buddy.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?